everyone. This is Donna's Happy Hour. Just a reminder to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so that you get future notifications of the videos. And please leave a comment. Thank you. Have a great day.
Let me, and you don't have to answer this, but I always wondered, this probably might have been more of an issue, or could be an issue, where you have somebody that is still doing drugs or abusing alcohol. How do you handle something like that, or you haven't had?
It's in my recollection, it's never been an issue.
Okay.
You know, everybody shows up, everybody's prepared. Sometimes, you know, one or two band members might be a little late, but, you know, drugs and any of those kind of behavior things,
behavior modification problems.
It's never been an issue.
Yeah. That's
you know,
great.
thank goodness.
Right.
And if something like that started to rear its ugly head, it kind of gets nipped in the bud.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I've
would
been
get
in
a good
bands
talking to.
where I've left bands because of that kind of stuff.
Right.
Because it's just like, I don't have time for this. So like, what you do on your own time is fine.
Right.
Right.
But don't bring it to rehearsal.
Don't bring it, right.
When you're here, I want you ready to play because
Right.
you're making me do it.
Right.
And
That's
especially
right.
when we used to pay to rehearse.
Right.
By that I mean we rented a room.
Rented
Right,
a room.
exactly,
Right.
yeah.
You're paying by the hour to be there.
Right.
Yeah.
Last thing you want to do is be like, drunk or I'm stoned.
And you know,
Right.
we've been doing this for a while, both as musicians, but also as, you know, audience members. And, you know,
Right.
an audience member, I wouldn't want to see somebody that I paid good money to give us, you know,
Right.
a crummy
Right.
show.
Right.
So we feel, you know, the obligation to give, you know, the paying, you know, people in the bar,
Right.
whatever, you know,
I often wondered how, you know,
give them their money's worth and
because
more.
as we both know, you know, growing up in the 70s and 80s, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, drugs and drinking were definitely accepted
Right.
and
Exactly. A lot of stuff that people took for granted now, you know, you
Right.
frown upon for a lot of reasons. I don't think it's just because we've gotten older and wiser. I think it's just we got smarter, maybe.
right.
Learn
I
from
agree.
other people's mistakes.
Right. Exactly. Well, that's why we're still sitting here.
Amen to that. Amen to that.
So, yeah. Well, I am so excited. And now I'm going to be watching the drummer and the bass player
Yeah.
tonight.
Yeah.
'Cause,
They're going to
you
be on
know.
the spot. That's good.
Yeah, no.
We're all going to be on the spot a little, but that's all right.
Oh, yes, you are, yeah. Now,
It's an adrenaline rush.
it is, of course. I mean, it's got to be. And you're getting to do something that you enjoy, that you love, that, you know, you're being creative. I mean, it's so good for the soul, you know, really, when you think about it.
I don't think that's the bottom line. That's the reason you do it.
Right. Yeah.
You were young, it was, you get the girls or something, you know, like that's typical, but that's very superficial and gets old real fast.
Right, right.
And the real thing is it filters out.
Of course, he's saying that because his wife's sitting over
That's
there.
possible, but no, in all honesty, it doesn't last. That whole idea
Right. No,
is
it
very
doesn't.
superficial.
It is.
And you weed that out. You find the guys who are just players in the girl sense,
Right.
and the guys who really want to play music.
Really want to play, right? That's right.
And it can be a balance. I knew some guys who were great musicians, and they were not the most
Wonderful
reliable
human beings.
relationship people. Let's put it that way. They played around a little, but
Right.
as far as the band was, that was the one thing they were loyal to.
Right.
So as far as the rest, it was like it's not my place to discuss.
Right.
You know what you
they're
do.
doing, what their personal.
So you're dating
yes,
4 girls at
exactly,
once. I don't
right,
care.
Right.
You know.
Right.
It's
Right.
your-
Yeah. As long as
not my
he's
business.
you know, performing on stage and doing what he's
Exactly.
supposed to do.
Right.
You know. Yeah, that's where you do have to turn a blind eye because,
Yeah.
you know, if you're still getting the final product of what you want,
Right.
you know, out of your music, then,
Yeah, I don't want to be the morality police on someone's personal life.
No.
well, we've had some presidents like that. You know, you had to put a blind eye up to what they were, you know, doing behind closed doors. But if they were doing a good job, I don't care what he was doing behind closed doors.
Well, it becomes a thing that comes up in almost under any subject.
Right.
But as far as the music is concerned, it's just it's never really come up. I do know that I've played with people who had, like I said, I've left bands, but I've also been in bands where someone was fine in the beginning and then they started to have issues.
Right.
And you don't just kick them out. You talk to them. You try to get through it, and then if you can, great. If you can't,
If you can't, right?
Right.
Yeah, because
sometimes you make changes for those reasons.
Well, that's